That's cool. And welcome back. Today's video is going to be a little different. I'm venturing to a rather remote backwater style waterfall. I'm going to shoot it with my trusty Intrepid 8x10 camera. And I did not bring any of my normal filming equipment with me. So I'm having to just do an impromptu video with my phone camera. Look at the mushrooms. Very cool. Today, I wanted to come shoot these waterfalls on 8x10. Or shoot these waterfalls using my large format camera. But I did not think to bring all my shooting equipment. My YouTube shooting equipment. I don't have any of my vlogging cameras or tripods or Steadicam holders, none of that fancy stuff. And so usually that would be an opportunity for me to just say, well, we'll do it next time. But I think this is a great opportunity to exercise the don't get it right, just get it done. Last time I trekked in this area, it was spring and all these brambles and bushes had full leaves on them. So it's a very different vibe, very different look coming through in winter like this. Less Jurassic and more, I don't know, Siberia feeling. We're getting close. It's just a little bit farther over in that direction. Gonna have to do a pretty steep scramble down, and then you'll be able to see it. And that's where I intend to get most of my pictures. For this shot, I didn't want to cover the whole falls, but instead wanted to focus on some of the individual rock outcroppings and see how those stood as standalone pictures. So here you can see me shooting a portrait orientation shot of that lower right rock formation near the bottom of the falls. I went with a 1/60th of a second shutter speed to get a little bit of that smooth motion effect of the water. I captured what I wanted to capture. I figured I had enough daylight that I could make it over to another nearby trail about 30 minutes away that had a waterfall and sort of a half cave. So I started heading over in that direction to use up my last 4 remaining shots and kind of see what I could capture. But here you can see me driving back on these dirt and gravel roads, and the trail was closed for vehicle access earlier than normal, so I had to walk about a mile before I got near the head of the trail that led to this. Here you can see the falls. So I walked down to the base and started setting up again. For this one, I wanted a full shot of the falls. The loose boulders and rocks at the base of the falls as it transitions into a creek creates a nice visual ramp that draws the eye upward to the focus of the vertical falling water, and I wanted to capture all of that rather than just a just a macro shot like I did on the previous set of falls. And then I got up underneath the lip of this little cave, if you can call it that, and these moss clumps fascinated me, so I set up the camera and tried to get like a macro shot of those. I got some good pictures that day, but first I'll start with the duds. The moss patches that I tried to get some pictures of, I wanted to zoom in on the macro details and the play of the shadows and the water reflections on the moss and the lichens in the back of the falls. Unfortunately, that didn't pan out too good in black and white. I wonder if a color film would have been better, or some type of film with perhaps a greater latitude than what this X-ray 100 ISO film can afford. Plus, my scanning setup isn't doing this shot any favors. Right now I don't have a high definition scanner, so I really just have to set up the negative against a white screen on a computer and then take a picture of it with as high a quality focus as I can. So naturally that doesn't help macro shots like this, where the crisp details are very important for the shot. So the moss didn't pan out very good. Neither one of the negatives look great. So, but you know, that's what you expect. You can't have every picture turning out great on these trips. Now, despite the macro moss shots not turning out well, I do like how the entire fall picture turned out. The prominence of the foreground with all the boulders and rock formations, I think looks pretty good. Perhaps the framing could have been a bit better on this, but overall I'm pleased with how this image turned out. The only thing besides the framing, I feel like the exposure might be a bit too much. I probably underestimated the amount of reflection that the rocks would bring, and so some of the details of the rocks are sort of blown out, giving the whole image a lighter look than I would prefer, but I still like the image and consider it a success. And now for the final image, we'll retrace our steps back to the first falls. And for this image, I kind of have mixed feelings about. On one hand, I think it does a pretty good job of capturing just the sheer amount of water everywhere all over these rock formations. That combined with the branch on the side, for some reason I think adds to the image. I like that accent. So those are the great things about it. What I don't like about the image is it seems a bit, I guess, unfocused, and I don't mean focused in the sense of like technical focus, but it just seems a bit unclear in what the eye should be drawn to. I know you've got this rock formation in the center, but then the rock formations on the edges, since they have the darker contrast and the reflections of the glint of water over them, kind of draws the eye away from the center and gives the whole image sort of a unfocused look, sort of an idea of it doesn't know what it's trying to present to the viewer. So I don't know, that might be a bit pretentious, but that kind of subtracts from the image in my mind. And then of course you've got this scratch right down almost the center, and I think that must be an artifact of the developing process, because I've had those troubles in the past. And the other negative of this shot, because I took two back to back as like a insurance policy, both of them have that scratch on it. So I think it's a problem that I had during developing, but that also takes away from it. So I think I still like the image, but I think I'm going to go back and take another crack at capturing this rock formation, because I don't think I've matched the full potential of what can be done with this image. And thank you so much for watching this video. Be sure to like, comment, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Every little bit of engagement helps with the algorithm, and the more feedback I get from you, the more I can put into videos and make entertaining content for everyone.